What's happening, guys? So let's talk a bit of boxing now. Over the past weekend, quite a few things that have happened which are worth talking about. However, there was one thing in particular that I wanted to cover in this video, man. It's so Erislandy Lara. No doubt most of you have heard that that Erislandy Lara had another draw in his career against some guy called Brian Castellanos. I've never heard of the guy before. I've never seen him fight before. At least I don't think I have. If I have, I've totally forgotten. And yeah, I'm seeing people's post-fight videos. I'm seeing the results that Erislandy Lara drew with this guy. Another shitty performance, another terrible performance in a fight that he was expected to win. And I really wanted to make a video because guys, over the course of the time that I've had this channel, for as long as I've had the channel pretty much, Erislandy Lara has he's kind of been a bit of a running joke on my channel. Like whenever I see his name mentioned in the comment section, or whenever he gets brought up in a topic, it's just like it always kind of makes me chuckle. And it's just that what immediately comes to my mind when I hear the name Erislandy Lara, I always assume there's going to be some joke involved, because he's one of these fighters who represents something to me. When I look at this guy, he represents the well-known fact that we've all come to realize on this channel and on this platform, that so many of these guys in the boxing media and so many of these guys in the sort of new media, in the YouTube boxing community and the online boxing community and whatnot, so many of these so-called experts really don't have a fucking clue what they're looking at. They really don't. When they see this guy Erislandy Lara, and I remember early on in Lara's career when he was being hyped up and people were talking about him, saying that he would beat Pacquiao and he would beat Mayweather and he would beat Martinez and he would beat Canelo. And in more recent years, where I used to get people coming on my channel and telling me that Triple G is terrified of this guy and is scared, and Lara's gonna whip Triple G, and that he's gonna do this and that, and people having him as top 10 pound for pound and shit. And I always found it flipping hilarious. This guy, I mean, let me just give you a bit of insight into who this Lara guy is, man. Erislandy Lara, this guy fought Paul Williams, and this was Paul Williams coming off of his devastating, sickening second round knockout defeat. Brutal second round knockout defeat where he was flat on his face, out cold, against Sergio Martinez. It was the kind of knockout where you look at it and you just think to yourself, man, that guy's never going to come back from this. He's never going to recover fully. That knockout will be on his mind. It'll be, on the back of his mind in every fight, and it'll affect his confidence. It was that type of sickening knockout. And I remember seeing that, and Erislandy Lara, in Paul Williams' very next fight, he fights Erislandy Lara and fucking beats him. Not only Erislandy Lara couldn't even beat that version of Paul Williams. And I know it was controversial. I know most people thought Lara won. They thought he landed the more eye-catching punches and clearly outboxed Williams. But still, come on. The fact that Williams is able to outwork, and outthrow and sort of grind and work his way to a decision against Lara, who's supposed to be this master boxer, supposed to be this elite fighter, man. It was embarrassing. And whenever I see these people talk about Lara and how great he is and how he would beat Triple G in that, and he would beat Canelo, and he would beat Pacquiao, he would beat Mayweather, he would beat all these guys, he would beat middleweights, he would beat Martinez and shit. I just think to that Paul Williams fighter. Not only that, but I mean, he fucking Carlos Molina beat him, and he got bailed out by the judges and got a draw. Vans Martirosyan whipped his ass. This is the same Vans Martirosyan who fought Triple G last year. And Triple G got all this shit for fighting Vans Martirosyan. People said it was a cherry pick and a mismatch, and Triple G proved in the fight that he was leagues above the guy, knocked him out in 2 rounds in devastating fashion, took him out very quickly and very efficiently. This guy beat Erislandy Lara, whipped his ass, and again got robbed by the judges. It went to a draw. But You see how Lara's career's ended up, man. Like he had that little cozy period where he sort of wasted his prime years fighting under the PBC banner, just one cherry pick mismatch after another, fighting guys like Yuri Foreman. I had a good laugh after that fight. You guys remember on my channel. um, it's just that's what he represents to me. He represents that so many of these so-called boxing experts, so many of these new media guys. He represents that these guys don't know shit. I've been saying on here for years. I'm telling you guys, Erislandy Lara is trash. He is trash. He is one of the most overrated, overhyped fighters in recent years. And there are other guys who had a lot more hype, but just in terms of I'm weighing it out like the hype in relation to his actual ability. And I'm looking at this guy so one dimensional. I mean, he spends the majority of his fights on the back foot just running. I mean, when he fought Canelo, that was probably his biggest opportunity when he fought Canelo. That was his first time really on a big stage. And he had, in that fight, with the circumstances going into that fight, like he had an opportunity to at least, obviously he wasn't going to get a decision, but he had an opportunity to at least impose himself on the fight. Use his long arms, outbox Canelo, but up the tempo a bit. Actually, try and stamp his authority and win the fight convincingly. But he didn't. Instead, he decided to just stink the joint out and run backwards and just spoil the whole fight. And that's why I say that Lara isn't really that skilled a boxer. I don't know where people are getting this assessment that he's some kind of amazing slick boxer. He's not. He's an exploitative type of fighter, a guy who pot shots and runs and just tries to nick a decision. He tries to, just do that little bit more and just land an eye-catching punch and hope that it gets him a decision. But like I said against Paul Williams, it didn't work out, did it? It ended that style cost him, and against Canelo it cost him. And I'm just like, where is the hype for this guy? I mean, Jared Hurd whipped his ass. He's got himself another draw against someone he was meant to beat. I don't get it, guys. I don't. I just don't get the hype about this guy. And again, I'm seeing the same thing with this Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz having a close competitive fight with Christian Hammer. A guy that lost every single round against Povetkin. A guy that got absolutely bitch slapped by Tyson Fury. A guy that got brutally knocked out by Marius Vac. And this Luis Ortiz, another Cuban dude like Lara, a southpaw, who's supposed to be this master boxer and this amazing puncher. Another guy who's just massively overhyped, man. A lot of these guys, I'm telling you, they don't know what they're talking about, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say. But these guys are just full of shit, man. Like the fact that Erislandy Lara ever got any hype whatsoever is a representation of how just daft some of these boxing fans are, man. It really is. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. God bless. Stay tuned for more videos.